Hello, good day to you. It is Talkin really, and another very interesting story that's in Welfare Weekly online. And this story says that 50% of DWP staff are actually dependent on benefits to make ends meet. Right, this story is actually quite interesting because it does say that at least 40% of staff are claiming benefits to top up low wages. It was an article that came out end of last year, however it's quite a good little story. Nearly half of the staff working in DWP is helping claimants with their benefit claims are themselves dependent on some form of benefit to help make ends meet. The shocking revelation was revealed during a meeting of the Commons Works and Pensions Select Committee, where the new Works and Pensions Secretary, Teresa Cup of Coffee, was asked how many DWP staff are currently claiming UC. Miss Cup of Coffee initially claimed that she didn't know how many DWP staff are on universal credit, which the committee chairman described as a scandal. The chairman, Mr. Frank Field, MP, pressed the secretary to provide the committee with the figures, but Teresa Cup of Coffee argued that doing so may infringe on its staff's privacy and data protection rights. What does that say about a government department whose purpose is to alleviate poverty, that almost half the staff and certainly over 40% of the staff are living in some sort of poverty themselves?
Case of how we can maximise the use of the universal credit, and you came back to the element about, yes, there are people who work for the DWP on universal credit. And that's one of the reasons we do a lot about helping people at career escalators, doing other aspects like that. And as I say, that's the new emphasis I'm trying to bring to the DWP, and that's one of my key early decisions early on in my tenure as Secretary of State.
All right, I'm going to bring Derek and then Chris in. Could we have an undertaking, Therese, that you will ask Peter to produce the data of how many people in the department are on universal credit and the salary they have, the amount of universal credit they're claiming, and the effects
no, because I think that's personal.
their job.
I think it's personal data.
The person of going to their
personal data.
The effects of going to.
Sorry,
we don't want.
It's personal data. We can't do that.
We do not wish to have the names and addresses of the people. The department used to, from family income supplement onwards, it used to say how many of its own employees were drawing the then poverty benefit for people in work. Now, I think it's a scandal to come along here, Peter. You're responsible for a department for the welfare of your staff, and you do not know the circumstances of how many on universal credit, how much they're drawing, have they visited one of your wonderful work coaches to actually, so they earn more and therefore reduce the actual claimant income that they have to take home. Sure. I'm asking you to undertake that work.
Sure.
All right.
Sure. This has already been in the public domain. There's already been freedom of information requests asking these questions. So, Peter, Therese, can you tell me and confirm there is actually over 40% of people employed by the department are claiming some sort of benefit to bring their income up to an acceptable standard? What does that say about a government department whose purpose is to alleviate poverty, that almost half of the staff, and certainly over 40% of the staff, are living in some sort of poverty themselves?
Well, Mr. Stevens, I would say this. We've been working really hard to make sure that we give opportunities, two types of opportunity. One opportunity for staff to earn more than the average across the civil service through something called Employee Deal, which we negotiated with the Treasury back in 2015, 2016. So our staff have had a 4-year pay deal, which on average has been paying 2.7% per annum, which compared to across other parts of the civil service is very good. And then the second thing I would say, building on what the Secretary of State said, is that we work incredibly hard to give our colleagues the opportunity to grow and develop their careers in DWP and get on and get to higher grades and to earn more money. We do huge amounts of talent work, huge amounts of development work, And I'd love to take you to some of the, I'd love to take you, Mr. Stevens, to some of the events that we do and the opportunities that we give our people.
So even the staff of the DWP have to suffer the indignation of UC and claiming that and everything that involves. Now, who would work for the DWP? Well, clearly a lot of people do. You can understand why they don't really care about anybody else when it comes to benefit. Although technically they should really have a more caring attitude because of their knowledge of what is actually involved in being a benefit claimant. But there you go. That's a very interesting story today. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.